welcome back. Happy summer. I'm Megan.
I'm Paul, Megan's father.
And this is Canines and Cocktails. Cheers.
Cheers.
So this time of year, a lot of our customers ask us not only about pet nutrition related questions, but they'll ask us about summer safety tips and kind of just overall tips to help your pet have the best summer ever. We love this season. We are a big water family, obviously. We love going to the beach. We love to go to the river. We go boating a lot and swimming. So I think keeping all of that type of safety information in mind this summer is really going to help you and your pets to enjoy it to the fullest. I think the most important thing is making sure they have an up-to-date collar with their ID tag information, because as you know, if they were to get separated from you, you want to make sure that you can be reunited accordingly. Another big one is the temperatures are super hot right now, so you want to make sure to never ever leave your dog or cat or child unattended in a hot vehicle. Even if you're running inside for a quick errand, it's always better to just leave them at home in a shady spot. They have plenty of access to fresh water. I think that's really number one. And then if you're out and about, you know, some dogs who are more, they have white coats or lighter skin, they're more prone to sunburn. So they do have dog sunscreens out there on the market. Most of the time you've just got to worry about your nose.
Some of the important things also is make sure if you're out on a boat or if you're out on a dock or at the beach, that there's shade for the dog. It's like Megan was going to, is with nose coat, there's a lot of different protections you can put on your pet. If you're out boating, and if you're in warmer weather, we happen to be down by the beach right now where the weather's not too warm. It's very comfortable. It's comfortable for the dogs to be out in it, but you have to think with them as well as your children or what have you, is that they're protected if they're on a boat. That make sure that there's a vest for them that's handy if they're not wearing it while you're out boating. At least when the boating is stopped and you're out floating, make sure they're protected, so if they do jump in the water or happen to fall in the water, that they're easily you can track them from the water quick enough, easy enough.
Yeah. And you always want to make sure you have plenty of fresh water, like we mentioned. That's like number one. Just like me and you, we need to stay hydrated during the hotter months.
Yeah.
And I think also being mindful of their paws. The ground is so hot, and whether it's on concrete, asphalt, things like that. If you cannot leave your hand, backside for more than 5 seconds, it's too hot for you. It means it's too hot to be walking them. So it's best to take them on walks early in the morning if you can, or late evenings when it's already sunset and it's cooled off quite a bit.
Especially the smaller dogs, because they're a lot closer to the asphalt or the sidewalk or the heat. And it's always best to be walking them someplace where there's grass nearby, someplace nearby to give them some relief as well. Relief in more than one way.
Yeah, they can overheat pretty easily, especially with their fur and stuff like that. So you just want to be careful of that. And if you're ever worried that your dog maybe has heat stroke or got overheated, it's always good to contact your vet just to be on the safe side. And yeah, I think making sure they're cool and they have access to clean, fresh water. Making sure they have a place to go away from the sun, whether it's in your backyard or on vacation somewhere or at the beach.
Yeah, there's a lot of different feeding bottles and things that nature that when you're out walking, either little devices that you can pour your water from your drinking cup or your drinking bottle into these, so the dog has water constantly when you're out walking.
It says drinking bottle. Your water bottle?
Your water bottle.
Yeah, travel collapsible cups when you go on walks. Bringing a little water for your dog is really important. If you're going to take it to be hydrated for yourself, it's good to have it for them as well. And I think the number one question we get asked from our customers, or just people in general who are dog owners and they know us, they say, how come my dog eats less in the summertime? And it's actually a very common question, and it's just a fact that they do eat less in the summertime. It does depend on the dog.
On average, all dogs will cut back probably about 10% in what they feed. They'll eat for the purpose of energy, but they generally will do it either in the mornings or later in the afternoon. So the food may sit out a little bit longer, which is fine. But they will cut back, because a lot of people, they do get concerned that they don't like the food, they don't care for well, the taste of the food, things of that nature, and it's generally just because of the heat is what causes that.
Yeah, so you can change up their feeding schedule if you want, like you said, early morning or late evenings, or cutting down to just once a day. Another great way to help them stay hydrated is adding more moisture to the food. So whether you want to sprinkle on a little bit of water or vegetable broth or chicken stock, stuff like that, those are easy ways to incorporate more moisture into the food at feeding time.
The dog will not starve itself. The dog will
Yeah, when
continue to
he's
eat
hungry, he's
when
gonna
he
eat.
because they're going to be a little bit more lethargic during the summer as well, and usually through the months of late June until September, you're going to see parts of this, mostly later in the summer when it really starts to warm up, and you'll see more of the not so much interest in the food.
Yeah, and I think another popular question, or at least something that's more likely to happen in the hot summer months, depending on how you store your pet food, usually we recommend our customers having a pop-top container. That's the best way to keep it fresh as long as possible, or just like a brand new lidded trash can. You can just cut open the bag, put it right in there, and then cover it up. A lot of customers, if they do that method, it'll be in the garage, and they'll always say, you know, how do I avoid ants from getting inside? So I think just having a sealed container completely is number one. If you're just someone who has the bag and rolling it up, chances are critters are going to find it. We've heard ants love Nature Select, raccoons. So it's just funny. I think it's just simple things to keep in mind. You wouldn't leave your lunch out or crumbs out. Obviously, within a matter of minutes, ants will find it.
And another real important point during the summertime, when we start looking your dog over pretty well, especially if you're out walking the dog on grass areas, and if you're in a populated area where there are a lot of pets, you're going to end up with fleas and things of that nature, or at least the opportunity for the fleas to be a little worse. And especially down by the beach, you'll because it gets a lot, it's just always so crowded with dogs walking. It's almost automatic, so it's good to maybe put them on a flea medicine of some sort, or spray them when they need to be sprayed. But it does increase during the summer months.
There's a lot of natural remedies out there too. You can just you can even make your own. Look it up to make a DIY recipe. Most of the time, it has apple cider vinegar, some lavender. But all you have to do is just spray them with a spray bottle before, if you are going to be going in an area that has a lot of bushes and trees on a summer walk or a hike. That's always just a good
there are natural remedies also, for like what Megan's talking about. Not always something you buy over the counter at Petco or PetSmart. There are some natural remedies for it as well.
Yeah, so we're having a good summer so far. We hope you are too. And we can't wait to see your dog photos, your summertime adventures. So be sure to tag us on Instagram at Nature Select Pet Food, and be sure to include hashtag Nature Select Dog. And we want to hear from you. Just send us your questions, whether it's you have a concern, or you've been wanting to talk about something, pet food or nutrition, or even just dog related in general. Be sure to send us your questions, and we'd love to hear from you so we know what to talk about next.
We do appreciate all the feedback when we get it. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.